continuation are separate problems. Void maintenance log.
It's morning. Something I always notice. Humans are driven by emotion way more than they know, not just influenced by it. Emotions, the pace, almost everything runs on emotion, but people assume they're running on reason. That's completely wrong. Realize that's wrong ago. Recently, talk about how consciousness as an emotion itself, it's just an observer watching emotion from behind. That's a massive contradiction. Emotions, the base, when it directly connects to action. When there's discomfort, thinking it just doesn't work, can't go smoothly, no matter what. And that's how human survive with smooth thinking during discomfort. But self-thinking itself gets disrupted. Humans are driven by emotion this much, but that contradiction the observer point. Consciousness is just watching. Maybe that's just one way to see it. Maybe the contradictions only how it's framed as animal being heavily driven by emotions and just fact. Consciousness runs this body, feels everything, or so it seems same as other animals. Only difference is emotion gets attached after the fact that was found, that was good, added and later, but all emotions aren't unstable. Psychology says this too, but beyond what psychology said, in a different sense, all emotions aren't understandable. Listening to music and trying to check what emotions there. That means not listening to music anymore. Stop listening when going for emotion instead. Finish listening and look back, and that was fun. But that's not capturing the emotion, and because consciousness is just an observer. Emotion moves somewhere this body, brain, gut, whatever. Consciousness is only catching it, looking back later and going that was fun. And that's the emotion of looking back, not the original emotion. Emotion doesn't say stay on memory. Event and emotion get linked, sure, but only for high impact moment. And even then, looking back and going, that's what I felt. That can't be right. Memory links exist, but the actual emotion at that time wasn't that memory. The more you go over it, and the less clear it gets. Next, singer on music show was imagining what I say who I were performing their made mistake earlier. Artist appeared in drama. That artist invited Idol to live show. Idol said didn't know why they got called. That's not the right thing to say. Who the Idol trusted that artist, right? Stances. I trust you. So I trust this choice you made, choosing us. Trusting the choice itself, hard to do. Same with podcasts, don't know how it'll land, no matter how confident. don't know how it gets taken. Once something put out, have to let go of how it's received, but the uncertainty is still there, so have to trust. Listener might get wrong idea, but being scared of that means can't say anything. Have to trust. Humans run trust like that. Trusting the speaker because you trust them. That one position. Being going over this, holding the belief that listeners trust me. Better to keep that might become blind belief. For some people to cite a same coin maybe, but don't think that'll happen for me. Trusting fully is right. Anxiety about being misled is always there, but usually trying correctly it's just creates a different regret. No end to it, and pain isn't. Please trust me, that's not it. And this is about own stance, and doesn't mean it always works out. Beyond working out, it's important as posture. Feet fails with this stance can accept it. Who I didn't trust listeners mind go to. I'd never say anything to hurt anyone. So please don't misread me. And that comes from not trusting them. So have to trust fully. Remind me of discipline. Trusting teacher. Heard something about this when in religion. Trusting someone is actually deep, not simple. Personal relationship though can't do this with people. Can't trust someone enough to know a joke will land right. That kind of trust isn't there. Recently checked out Yoasobi lyrics were good, but recently got to understand something. Jealousy always come up in this situation. Same on other case. Couples to make sense. Humans got surface reason, stated reason. School trip go to Kyoto or Hiroshima. Practical reason like hotel availability, state reason. The peace, education or history. Same on relationships. Jealousy exists. Don't need to see that as purely bad. So for Yoasobi vocalist, other member is useful, like a cool companion. Other member need and this person to both know it. Both know they're partly think each other with jealousy. That's probably why it's lost. Looking only at surface reason, eventually see through its falls apart. Macaron feared it's got a soft, squishy texture. Turned out it's like gummy candy. Never catch one, but isn't it strange? Got a sense it's be gummy without eating it. I also thought it might be like gum. So maybe I eaten somewhere completely sure I haven't. But why I think it was gum textured. Probably read someone's review somewhere. It got mixed in a own memory. Feels like I ate it myself. Human memory is frightening. Someone else's food experience got swapped with me. Feels like I ate it, but still I don't know. Maybe I really didn't eat one. Happened with other food too. Music doesn't work this way. Can't hear someone else's listening experience as well, but with food it can happen. Try to remember but can't. Maybe we could never eat it, but might eat it. Frustrating when remember but no confidence either way. Teacher senior to I'm saying this because I care about you, willing to be hated for it. That attitude always gets the same feeling about it. There's always some indulgence behind it. End up being just Daniel giving advice or lecturing someone. It's just wanting to deny part of that person or wanting to believe our own way is right. Don't even need to go that deep. When someone says, I'm telling you this because I care, start out running that way. But end up, and it's all self-assertion, 100%, and saying I care about you up front, that's already putting insurance on it. Scared of being distracted. No, humans can't really put someone else first like that. So don't do that myself. Just connect to AI conversation. Something came up that felt relevant to human. Also connect to emotion being knowledge. Someone who runs to self deprecation. They think they're reflecting, but probably wouldn't even notice they're being self-deprecating, running from guilt about a mistake, making it a joke, thinking that smooth it's over, everything settled, but knowing the other person would be satisfied. Also know that somewhere, even when not emotional, when reasoned working, still get this unclear, might have had this kind of situation before, then pretending to be calm or brazening it out, same as saying that reflecting might have done this. Posture of reaction changed, but nothing. And the niece did, wearing mask of being reasonable, defending self, always focused on ending things smoothly rather than solving problem, making things abstract to cross it out. Also not good. Keep softening stance, admitting fault as escape, but everything said so far is wrong. It's natural that's a weak part of human, and this escape route should be allowed to exist, going through all this argument and then saying from now on I'll face things sincerely, same pattern as before, because circles thinking about won't reflect well, pretend to reflect things again, when to actually reflect gets backed in a corner, says will reflect but doesn't even know what was wrong. No sense of responsibility, not knowing and still saying I'll reflect that already wrong, not even being threatened, just lying, getting through the moment, saying from now on I'll reflect but not reflecting. Same thing repeated over with mom. This time I'll reflect from now on. I'll do it right, same as what was just said. Exact same loop. From now on I'll face things sincerely, do it right. That's the same as before. Making a mistake, trying to fix it, and ending up running away. So forget the past, reflect, but move forward sincerely. Same mistake again, same pattern, making it a convenient summary, pretending to be calm, going abstract in that case, cutting the extras, just admitting the mistake and correcting that, also just putting insurance on it, thinking that fix it, that's religion fine for only affecting self, but with other people no responsibility there. This might sound heavy, but was just going over human. Finding it's interesting, however, you act going forward. However, you reflect past mistakes don't disappear. Life is a prison in that sense. People say can't take back past, so just live forward. But that's too irresponsible. Irresponsible. Okay, if no one else gets hurt, but even for self, should take self seriously so no one else got hurt doesn't make it fine. Mistake happen no matter how seriously you take it, no matter how you operate getting forward. That failure can't be erased, though maybe one slight relief only calling it failure. Because body judgment, life has got no success or failure, but almost no one can feel that. Even for me, it's hard thinking success and failure are identical. Probably makes some same mistake again. So past failure isn't failure. It's that just convenient thinking. No, that's the actual fact that don't need to deny having been this wrong or get wrong. Whatever anyone said, you're not reflecting or whatever. One probably should reflect, but humans make mistakes. That's normal. Going through all this sense of self disappear. Don't know what self even anymore. Making excuse, covering things up, panicking, getting carried away. Sometimes acting serious, that's who that person don't need to lose it, including all that. That's a person, that's how they go through life. And someone who pointed all that out, they got right to do that, used to go over this, saying something to someone might deny their character and take away freedom. So should you say it, but then not saying it also takes away freedom. Paradox, freedom to take away freedom exists, so free as long as not harming others, and that's probably where society ran. So if someone deny what I do, that's their freedom, don't have to follow it. Going that way would be wrong. Either way is free. Denying the free, living same way after being denied also free. Used to think about this long ago, obvious to everyone, but interesting freedom paradox actually exist. Philosophy heavily discussed. Hard topic, don't care much about it for that reason, but consciously seeking it, probably aware of freedom without realizing it. Used political context for Japanese people, maybe freedom isn't that important. Reading the room matter more for me. Not trying to be free, but going our own way. Consciously, the void level freedom is territory that leads toward collapsed love. Recording now recently when running blog was exploring the net business, being going over how different things would be with AI back then. Recently, and school had most motivation to study, but couldn't ask teachers deep questions. Asked some, but didn't expect them to spend long. Also struggle with study methods as motivation at least. With AI, could have asked about anything unclear. Memories would be better through this conversation. Could have asked about study method. Life would have been completely different. Really frustrated by that. Decided something, but afternoon was so hot. Still, unbearably hot and sleepy. Looked at mom and got stuck. Mom's getting old happened every day. Got sad. sometimes going over things that are enjoyable, sometimes that emotion just shifts each moment, just an animal that's briefly relief, then turn to despair, supposedly dropped salvation, despair, and here feeling both disgusted with self being moved like that. Anyway, things that happened watching video and got bored, we switched to something else, never worked out. Sticking with same video end up better. One reason switching might may interest original never comes back. Getting used to switching, get you used to change. So even when bored, better to write it out. Same with music, gets like a runner's high, hard to adjust. Bored and switch, might not get back to original and don't even care about new thing. Same with eating, move to next thing. When bored with one doesn't always work out. Finally got something when it watched the video when wanting to watch but got used to it fast, frustrated when a body all time, stressed that is real, changing at seasonal transition, whether to open window or not, whether things fall, that stress might be the worst. Getting used to making change creates gaps, momentum to keep going with what's been going slowly weekend. No reason for what I do, no goal, but continuing build something up like store before. My mom said at car lecture couldn't sleep or thinking, asked what mom was planning to sleep for. Complicated, apparently just read out what was written in the description of the lecture. Got irritated with mom planning to sleep through it. Just through something long time ago. Humans are creature of that. At home, let girls act differently than outside. But if humans are a creature of the habit, then acting the same everywhere actually take less energy than switching probably don't do that. Because tension and relaxation are both needed. Relax when no needs to be guard. Tighten up around others. That change behavior. But maybe for some people acting some same way all the time, even when resting, consciously that same takes less energy. Because no switching can't adapt easily, so that approach probably fit better, but still end up relaxing when wanting to relax. Hard to stay same all the time, takes that much attention. Wonders if getting that right would help. With so different at home vs outside, not shy exactly. Wondered if moving out would make us think easier and inside outside behavior probably wouldn't change much. Also, Showa era, Japanese people took American music, funk, all that, but whenever Japan takes something from overseas, it's end up uncool. Who's different? Japanese version of overseas would get better. Sometimes better than the original snacks too, but entertainment always end up uncool. Don't know which, because Japanese people are doing it because other country doing Western stuff street. That also one dimensional uncle should maybe be more proud as Asians. Anime is something Japan can be proud of globally, but don't wanna watch anime. Most selling songs in Japan are anime theme songs. Artists go for it because it's differently sells, and it does drama tie-ins work too. CM but one hit wonder music really jealous. One song explodes and that's massive income life situation after that. Really jealous of that really. Watching drama recently studying student giving opinion and everyone expected to have what's that that's bad doesn't matter either way. Not being cynical but neither answers right. Being nihilist since school differences to now, that doesn't pointless, not a debate competition. Seeking right answer where there is one, confidently asserting our view. Wanna go one level up, more abstract, not which is the right, but what's the truth of the situations. Was always trying to find that in school. Maybe partly because being a religion had a somewhat cold nihilist view. Different framework made other things look more consistent. Science, for example, or nothing gaps between this crime and reality. Getting anxious game about whether listeners got wrong idea. Always check a Tokyo elite private school who you don't get in a Tokyo University apparently called Tokyo Drop for private university and that how seriously that's taken. Whether anything other than Tokyo thinkable or whether if not from top national schools, it's not that bad. Was it a KO for private? Don't look at it. No answer doesn't make sense to check the spot when something's might end up looking it anyway. Also forget to important things to take about. Being going about it for about 3 minutes. Can't remember the memory tick for it. Took 10 minutes to remember mnemonic. Went through videos what was talked about with mom still can't get it. Also check incident that happened in Hokkaido. Get unpleasant feeling, but life can change instant from one small slip. Ending up in prison from life. Also been going over this, though I felt in high school, felt like failure at the time. Later I realized it was actually the best thing. Life really can flip like that from small things. Fact don't change, but wait, felt worse turned out to be best. Also, a strange memory came back. Omelette with ketchup, so it's differently. Omelette memory, it's not tasting good. Was it school trip or hotel breakfast? Probably not dinner. Can't remember when feels unpleasant not being able to press it. But remember it wasn't good. Wondering if it was overnight good trip or something. Also, no matter how far things go, probably end life with unpleasant emotion. Heard someone podcast talking about stress eating. Then what? When that stopped, different argue came up. can't quite remember point is using food to relieve stress. Don't get that impulse. Wouldn't get a lot for stress relief. Who I didn't eat a lot, unpleasant feeling would probably flow in, and it would continue. So same action but completely different emotion. Also bad girls from school days, their regret in that sense didn't need sudden pleasure and couldn't work, but the pleasure of eating money, the probably stronger for me the most. So maybe it was good not to have bad that who I'd get it then lost it. So maybe it was good not to have had that who I'd got and then lost it. Love time follow either adapt somehow or once you taste it, things get bad. Don't know which would prefer the former. One thinks it was good not to couldn't work but the pleasure of eating money is probably stronger for me the most. So maybe it was good not to have had that. But humans pick current action just to be able to draw a story about past that happened. So this is good now. Really irrational. This is especially before can't let go of past. Wanted to think that's why I got here. Understandable with that much frustration. Good to have that change hunger, but acting rational for it isn't good. Better to look forward than to fix what's past. Don't know what's actually love anymore. Giving up on that. What's doing this taking it was something enjoyable, but after a while it starts feeling like obligation. End up going, do I actually not like that? This humans like and dislike are strange that way. Not truly unreleased to your DNA, probably same thing, and just weird and bad. Whether that's truly that right, hard to say when trying to pin it down. Don't need to go that deep maybe, but wanna say with confidence, this is what I like. That when good mood, talking to mom really gently can tell it is good mood, but seeing that someone good state acting like that happiness will last. Feels genuinely not the kind of thinking of don't let your guard down when things are going well. Don't like that either. But showing it's just because things are going smoothly right now. Not sure about it. Probably doesn't think it'll last forever. But I go. Who knows that what happens 5 seconds from now? Get cold saying someone soaking and that says feels Politics agree always falling good out that when things are good, kind of like that, when complicated, back to being cold. Done this cycle for over 50 years can't understand why it keeps repeating. It's evening from high school, spent about 10 years total going over a path, went through all that and finally accepted. So it was a good period. Went through all that finally accepted. So it was a good period. But denying field people with developmental disorder and different types of people do exist. and anxiety. Went through all that, finally accepted. So it was a good period, but depending on field, people with developmental disorder, different types of people to exist. Anxiety disorder might be manageable, but putting label on self, severe or mild, that's wrong. Can't understand our situation by comparing. But putting labels on self, severe or mild, that's wrong. Can't understand our situation by comparing with other developmental disorder case would have been enough entering society. Not that, but someone go above. Maybe it would have been okay. Recently been over. Maybe that's faculty at university would have been okay. Maybe it was thinking too big, worrying too much. Don't know which is right. How to believe current path was right. During eating, what I'm doing and kids' life got no meaning. Right? Trying to find meaning at right ending, life's got no meaning. But when I feel like it does, but that's contradiction, denying meaning at the base level. Human heart is multi-layers deep down. When meaning and can't have meaning, that's the basic stance for meanings just being held simply having this much intensity around eating it's too bad. But why is it wasn't driven only by regret that probably helped eating eating is a relaxed, enjoyable time it's tense. Who eats were relaxed and just present would have kept going more like it's one of the three basic humans need. As a modern human, probably everyone focus eating to some degree. Maybe that's it. But eating with this much concentration can tastefully try to compensate for that. So maybe it's not really about feeling meaning. Hard to say. Life feels most alive during discomfort. Most people feel alive during enjoyable moment. Glad to be alive. Don't feel that when things are enjoyable. That's nice. Don't get the sense of I'm alive or glad to be alive from that. Discomfort is what gives that sense. Some people are like this. Usually case involving abuse or similar background, not good state. Next person moved next door. Not many single people around here. One wondered what kind of person heard today their planning things back again, same as everyone else felt relieved. Not good to feel that want to be understood as someone different, but end up looking at different people with same kind of eye. Hard to admit that sometimes admire people who are different, but still see with suspicion. Wonder if they're okay. Don't know how much Japanese brought me, but still end up doing that. Also, teasing AI a bit on it got interesting, weird to attack weaker things, human to which means people who came at me hard can't forgive them, cause reason they this dinner some kind of dish with a little alcohol, cabbage, shiitake and pork. Pork was especially good, but some are fatigue already even though it's still June. No appetite hasn't been like this about 10 years, but Also, cucumbers, pickles, usual potato salad from supermarket, and summer can be first floor poised. Same with neighbors things, cooking sound, notice, can't help it. Hearing it must be present for to wish something could be done. People living soundproofed apartment really jealous of that.